Hello YouTube, back with the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Review, and today I'm reviewing Structure Deck Machina Mayhem. This was a Structure Deck, I think it was somewhat an updated version of the Structure Deck that was released in, the first Machine Structure Deck, what was it? Machine Revolt. And don't mind the background noise, birds downstairs are just going nuts. Doing that all morning as far as I'm aware. But honestly, I don't think a Structure Deck is all that good. I've tried to upgrade it, and I've used a multitude of ways. This is kind of my latest update. Got one extra deck card, Cyber Twin Dragon. It's just basically what I have. I mean, there is at least one Cyber Dragon in here. But I think part of the problem is a lot of the cards they print in here that are new just aren't very good. I mean, here's the Big Saturn. This is one of the new cards in here. You also get there are some, I'd say, relatively decent reprints in here. You got, Dimensional Prison, Ceasefire. But honestly, probably the main highlight of this, I mean, some of the new cards in here just outright suck, including we get, Commander Covington and that whole set, Machina Defender, which I think is where part of the name comes from. It's basically a whole bunch of new monsters that kind of fit the theme, what's going on here. They're all machine-type monsters, but they just flat out suck. With the exception of Fortress. Fortress is probably the only good one. I actually have a couple uses for it. Yes, this is also rare, as you can probably tell here. But that's honestly one of the better cards in here. It's probably the only good card that they actually put in here that's brand new. At least it was new at the time. But honestly, it's really not that good. And here's one of the other cards that I actually included in here in an attempt to make it better. I don't know if anything could work well with this deck. Because including those junk cards that could have otherwise been a booster pack, which I suppose arguably this is the better way to go at it, but honestly, they're pretty much dead draws when you get them. There's very little you can do with them. I mean, I guess they're okay on their own. Machina Force is absolutely terrible. It costs 1,000 life points to attack. Its 4,600 attack means pretty much nothing because you're going to send a bunch of relatively mediocre cards to the graveyard, just have a monster that is really not able to do much unless you can pay 1/8 of your life points every time you want to attack with it. It's just garbage. It's absolute garbage. Granted, I kind of expected these to be secret rares in whatever booster pack was up next at the time, but they went, I guess they did at least. I was kind of glad to be wrong here, but at the same time, these are probably more starter deck cards, because they're bad. I mean, most starter deck cards are not meant to be tournament level. The Machina Force and Commander Covington and Machina Defender and whatever else, they're not tournament level cards. They're more likely never going to be tournament level cards. They suck. They outright suck. And if you put them together, I have not been able to actually get the card on the field. It's awful. And I don't know why you'd want to. Because again, as I said, you're going to pay 1,000 life points just to attack with it, and it pretty much has nothing else to offer, if I'm not mistaken here. Let's see. Look this card up just real quick. Yeah, here it is. Now, other than that, it's pretty much just a diffusion card. Big whoop on that front. I mean, come on here. Why would you bother going out of your way to bring it out only to, disassemble it, if you will, and then bring out the weaklings that were brought out for it? I mean, only Sniper is really not that good because it has 1,800 attack points. That's kind of sad. I mean, it's okay. It's got a couple new Union monsters in here. Peacekeeper's a Union monster, and here it is. Here's super rare, but it's really bad. It's really not that good. Most of these, I think, are just in here for reprinting purposes. I mean, Blast Sphere, that's in here too, which I think at the time really didn't. It was still relatively difficult to get. It was probably a little bit easier because it wasn't a Shonen Jump subscription promo that was like you had to actually send in. This was back when Shonen Jump actually had a physical magazine. You could actually send in whatever, I don't know, I guess you want to call them coupons or whatever you want to call them, but you had to send in like 4 of them to get them. I managed to get all 4. I managed to get the actual pack that they came in. They reprinted all those cards, but honestly, I'm disappointed. I mean, I really could not come up with anything that was good. Now, granted, I had probably limited selection to choose from, but there are a bunch of machines that you could probably do a whole lot better with. You could probably make a better machine deck at this point than you could ever have made with this deck. It's kind of surprising considering the fact this is a pre-constructed deck. This is what Konami thought was a good idea. This tells you a lot about... honestly, I think a lot of what Konami does is probably a bad idea. I mean, for God's sakes, they just they unbanned a whole bunch of broken cards that were previously on the ban list for, like, no good reason. You had card destruction, we got super polymerizations off the list. Are you kidding? They have, as far as I'm concerned, they have no idea what they're doing. They may never have had an idea what they're doing. Because, honestly, I've been disagreeing with the ban list. And it's not just the ban list, the cards that are in the ban list currently, the ones that came off the list were bad decisions. They've had bad decisions with, like, some of the OTS packs, the official tournament store, those more recent tournament packs. I mean, it's like, why? I could have had better decisions than that. And here we are. This is like, I mean, granted, this deck isn't new. It's been around a while, but I don't know who in the... I don't know how many of them actually agreed to put this deck together, but it's awful. I mean, it's probably not as bad as some of the other structure decks. I mean, it's probably not as bad as the first one, but it's not much better. It really isn't. I could probably throw in another copy of Machina Fortress and probably still not get much use out of it. Heck, my Karakuri deck is better than this. And that's like all... That was made from scratch. That's kind of sad when a deck that's made from scratch is a whole lot better than a structure deck that should be tournament level. This was probably more than likely never a tournament level. I don't think anybody actually ever used the deck as it is, like straight out of the box with a couple of the cards like I typically do. This deck is definitely not worth bringing to a tournament. It probably never was, even back when it was officially released, but it's just awful. It's like bottom of the barrel. I mean, this could have been passed off as a starter deck, and it probably would have made more sense. Because the cards just flat out suck for the most part. So yeah, that's my review on Structure Deck Machina Mayhem. Thanks for